Well, firstly, we're thrilled to announce the partnership with Amagi, and really what that's going to enable is video level data to be leveraged and accessible for both contextual and brand safety targeting across any connected TV platform. And really, the partnership is built to enable transparency between both buyers and sellers, simply as to the content that a consumer is watching on a connected TV device. And most importantly, what they're watching at the time in which an advertisement is shown to that consumer. So it's really, really exciting. We're looking at this to be leveraged for both targeting. And so that could be helping a brand or a buyer reach the type of content that they believe to be most suitable for their brand message. But we're also going to be making the data available for verification, measurement, and planning. So that really we can help agencies and brands through the entire life cycle of their current and future campaigns, so that they can optimize their spend and their campaigns accordingly.
You should tell us a little bit about the core business of Iris TV, sort of where you guys are and what your roadmap is ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Iris TV is a video relevance company, and really we're empowering audiences to discover the content that they love and connecting that with the brands and those brand messages. So really, Iris TV is a video data platform. And so we help unify content level and video information, which typically lives in a publisher's content management system. And that's where all of the metadata and video URLs and all the information about a piece of content reside. And how do we connect that information with the selling and buying platforms, whether that's SSPs, ad servers, SSAI vendors that are working with publishers to distribute that content, or with the demand side platforms, their agencies, and eventually the brand, so that a brand can understand what type of content that their advertisement is running adjacent to, enable them to measure that, what's effective, what's working, what's not working, and help them optimize that in the future. And one big issue that we've seen in the space, especially the connected TV space, is that of transparency. And it's not that the industry doesn't want transparency, and it's not that the sellers and the publishers are holding data away. It's that the infrastructure hasn't been historically created to connect those content infrastructure environments, the content management systems, the video playback, with the advertising and ad tech community, so that you can actually target and transact on the topic of content that a consumer may be watching. So Iris TV is really all about the pipes. How can we enable that data to flow seamlessly? And things that are coming for us from a roadmap perspective, we've been very focused on targeting, and most of the targeting has been made available on the sell side of the market. So enabling that data to be used for direct deals that could perhaps be executed out of a publisher's ad server, sort of more of a traditional IO-based deal, or via private marketplaces with our SSP partners, where that data could be leveraged to create a private marketplace deal as perhaps an example. And that private marketplace deal would be defined based on the content that a consumer is watching. And that certainly could be an additive approach. And you could, of course, add audience-based data sets or geographic information. Or it could be something, and we're seeing agencies and brands use that as something that's a standalone approach, perhaps looking for content that consumers are watching that's about food and beverage or sports or entertainment content. So the future roadmap will be expanding that to the buy side, leveraging our persistent ID that we call the Iris ID. And that will enable brands and agencies to enable traditional pre-bid targeting out of their DSP of choice in a very similar way that's done for page level analysis and targeting based on text on the page. So you'll see more announcements for us working with our DSP partners there. And then also enabling the data to be used for post-campaign reporting and verification, something that we know is really important to the brands and agencies.
Richie, we're very excited to partner with you guys at the Beat Retreat coming up in 2 months. And what are the conversations you hope we'll have and some of the problems you'd like to solve?
I think for us at the moment, our big focus is on spurring the conversation and sort of getting the market to understand what the problem is. I think everyone understands that there's an issue with transparency, but truly from a technological basis, how do we actually solve that problem as an ecosystem, and how do we enable buyers and sellers together to leverage the rich data that they have on the content that consumers are watching. So a lot of the focus for us at the moment is education and awareness. Some of the irony of sort of our position in market is that we don't have any supply, we don't have any demand, we're not a buying and selling platform, and we don't actually have any data ourselves. We're really an enablement platform, and so we're building an ecosystem, something that we call the Iris-enabled ecosystem. And that includes participants from the publishers and the broadcasters on the sell side of the market, our data partners, who are the ones that we enable to analyze the content that we gain access to. We've also got SSPs and DSPs. So how are we enabling those selling and buying platforms and their teams to leverage this data? And really important for us is listening to what their needs are. And then at the other end of the scale, of course, the agencies and the brands. So we really want to be able to spur a conversation around how contextual data can scale in the marketplace and how important it really is, but still let the ecosystem decide how and when and where they want to leverage that data so that they can reach their goals and objectives.